If we're serious about setting up a business, it is very important that we have a solid email automation system in our business. Now, I've used quite a lot before and some of them were very frustrating, but when I came across FluentCRM, it changed everything because this system I'm going to be talking about today is so powerful that it is just completely amazing. Let's dive in and let me show you. In fact, you know what? Before I do that, I'd also like to remind you that I have a 20% discount just in case you may find this interesting and you want to purchase it. All right, so moving on. So over here, you may be wondering, why am I on WordPress? Because a lot of these email service providers, they're mostly on their own standard platform. So like, for example, MailChimp or ConvertKit, they have their own system and everything is managed there. So FluentCRM actually works on WordPress. And for me, that's a big plus because that's one central place that I can control everything. So the first thing we need to take a look here at is ease of use. How easy is it to use? So let's take a look at the dashboard. So once you install it, it's going to show over here on the left. So I'm going to hover over here. And as you can see, this will take you straight to the dashboard, the contacts, the campaigns, automations, and so on. So that's one way you can quickly go to whatever part you want to go to. But usually I like coming over here mainly to the dashboard because here is where I can see pretty much everything. It gives me a bird's eye view. So here it will give you all the sales that you've made that month, provided that you've installed WooCommerce on your website. Okay, so this will give you your sales that you've made in the month. And over here, you can also see your subscriber growth. But if you want to see other stats like email sending stats, you can come over here and take a look, email open stats and so on. So everything is just hiding behind this little drop down. So it may look simple, but it has all these features behind the scenes. You can also do this based on date. So let's say you want to take a look at stats over a certain time. You can come over here and add your start date and end date. So as you can see, this so far so good. Now over here on the top is pretty much where you get all the other features. So on the contacts, you get to see all your contacts here just by clicking here, and this will give you the list of all the contacts that you have on your system. Okay, now you can also filter these and you can filter them by tag. So let's say you want to show just the people that bought product A. You can just click here and then this will just go through all the data and show everyone that has bought product A. So this is also very, very powerful. Now, once you've chosen the subscribers that you want to take a look at, you can also export them. So over here on the top, you can see we have this export button here. And once you click export, you can also add any other information that you want added to the export by clicking here. And then once you're done with that, you can just click export and this will export all your subscribers that you have chosen. So this is also very, very easy to use. Now over here, we also have tags. So you can just come over here and this will show you all your tags on your system. Creating a new one is easy. You can just come over here and create a tag. Now a tag is very important because you can tag people based on the action they take on your website. So let's say someone has bought a product and you want to tag them just to make your system know that this person has bought a product. So you can create a tag for that particular product. So for example, it could be tag A. So when someone buys tag A, then you can trigger an automation later on, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so moving on here, we also have a segment, so you can segment all your emails so that when you're sending all your emails, it's much, much easier for you to send them based on the segments. Okay, so moving on over here on the email, we also have the email campaigns. We also have email sequences, email templates, and also this will show you all your emails. On the forms here, this is where if you're doing list building, you can also create your forms where when people log in, you can also set triggers and automations based on those logins. And also FluentCRM, they are also the makers of Fluent Forms, and this is a fully featured form plugin. So moving on, this is now automations. This is one of my favorite ones because I can create automations based on how people have interacted with my site. So if I, for example, create a new automation here, I can give it a label and say bought something. And let's say I want to trigger my automation based on WooCommerce. Now, bear in mind, I've already installed WooCommerce and I've also got products in here. So I can specifically target the products that I want. But notice that we also have integrations here. We have Twitter LMS. Now, these integrations will show up here because I've gone ahead and installed it. So pretty much you don't have to do anything else. All you need to do is to install WooCommerce or install whatever plugin. And if the automation exists, it's going to show up here. So in this case, this is an automation based on someone buying something. So I'm going to say WooCommerce, and then I'm going to say trigger new WooCommerce order, and then I will hit continue. So now we are almost ready. So subscription status, I'm going to leave it as subscribed. And then over here, this is where I can target my product. So I can say, you know what, when someone buys my new course, I want to trigger an automation. Okay, over here, you can also target by categories. And then I'm just going to say save settings. Now, before I do that, over here, we also have only first time purchase. So you can have automations run because someone has done a first time purchase and you may want to maybe perhaps give them a discount code for the next product and so on. So there's a lot that you can do here with this system. So for this, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to say save settings. Okay, so you can see here that our automation canvas is now blank, but this is where we can start adding everything that we need. So let's say this person that has bought something, we want to send them a welcome email. I can just click on this plus button, send custom email, and then I can just, start creating my email to welcome them onto my site. And then over here, I can also delay maybe a few days. So I'm just going to add maybe 2 days here and then do something else. Okay. So this is how you can go in and add all these different actions based on how people are interacting with your website. Oh, before I forget, I have a 20% discount. The link to that is in the video description below. Perhaps you may be interested in FluentCRM. All right, so now that I've shown you this, the next important thing is the stats. How are we able to see what is happening on our automations? Well, they have the stats covered. So FluentCRM has really thought about this, and in my opinion, this is really cool. Let me show you this. So if I come over here and click on stats, this will now show you the stats pretty much on every single step, giving you an idea of how everything is performing. But not only that, this is only showing us this funnel. But if you want to see your stats in greater detail, you can always come over here to automations. And this is where all your funnels will be. And if you click here on reports, this is going to show you everything. So here you have the step report. You also have the chart report. And when you scroll down here, we also have the individual reporting. So this gives you all the information that you need just to have an idea of what is happening on your site. And the way things are laid out on FluentCRM makes it easy. So basically, I did not even need to have some sort of a learning process in order for me to work things out with FluentCRM. And with the other platforms that I was on before, I needed to learn how the system works. But with FluentCRM, it's pretty much straightforward. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about commerce. So if you need a solid email autoresponder system, chances are you're going to be doing some sort of commerce on your site, and FluentCRM has you covered. So as soon as you install WooCommerce on FluentCRM, it's going to show up and it'll track all your sales. And also, if you wanted to do automations like the one I've just shown you here, you can set up as many automations as you want based on how people are buying or if they're canceling their orders and so on. So it's very, very powerful, and it's very, very powerful, and it is already integrated. You don't have to add more plugins to make it work. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, and this is email marketing. So the next question here is, okay, if I'm going to have a system like this, how easy is it to set up my emails? And also, does the email builder itself work, and is it easy to use? Let's dive in and let's take a look at this. So over here, emails, they're all under the email tab here. So you can have a look at all your campaigns here. Okay, so over here is where all your emails are. So you can duplicate them, you can delete them, and so on. And then over here, you also have email sequences. So you can set up your email sequences here. So this one here is onboarding. So if I click on it, it'll show me my emails. So you can set up emails to be sent after a day, after 2 days, 3 days, and so on. So this one here goes out after 2 days. This one goes out after 1 day, and you can have them all stacked up over here. And then once you've stacked them all up, you can then set a trigger to say, okay, when someone signs up for this, I want them to go to this email sequence. Okay, so then they start getting all these email sequences. And if they take action there in that email sequence, you can track that as well and tell the system what to do next. So it's very, very powerful. Okay, so the next step now, let's take a look at the email builder itself. So I'm going to come over here to all campaigns, create a new campaign, and I'm just going to call this test 2. I'm going to hit continue. So now we have pretty much our templates here. So we have this one here, which is boxed. We can also have one which is centered here. And we also have a classic, and this one here is raw HTML. So I usually go with this one here. So how this works is if you've used Gutenberg, you'll find this very, very familiar. So let me just click enter here. And you notice now we have this plus button. So with this plus button here, we can add a lot of information. So let's say I want to add a paragraph. I can just click on that. I can paste my text. And let's say I need to add an image in here. I can just click on this plus button, search for my image block, and here it is. Now the images, because this is installed on WordPress, our images can also be in our media library. So I can always come over here to my media library, or you can upload one if you wanted to. And let's take a look and see what we can add. So I'm going to add this image right here. I'm going to hit select. And we also have further controls for our image here. So I can just drag this side here, make it a bit smaller if I needed to. And pretty much, like I said, if you've used Gutenberg, you'll find this very, very easy to do. And also the buttons look really nice. So let's add a button here. So I'm going to click on this plus button, and here is my button. And I can just call this click here. So I can also customize the button radius here if I needed to. So let's go with 3, and we can also play around with the colors and so on. And if you wanted to link this up, you can just click on this little chain icon here, add your URL, and then you can open this in a new tab. So as you can see, building the email is very, very, very easy. So this is something that I was concerned when I first set up FluentCRM on my website. So when I found out that it's similar to Gutenberg, I was so excited that this is how it works. So now that we've established that building your emails on FluentCRM is easy, let's move on to the next part, and this is the integrations. Now, integrations are very, very important because ideally you want your website to work as a machine. So let's say you have a membership software on your website. You want it to be able to talk to FluentCRM and fire out emails based on the actions that are happening on your membership website. Or let's say you're running an online course website. You also need to trigger emails based on how people are interacting with your courses. So these integrations are very, very easy on FluentCRM. And let me just show you how easy it is to set up one. Okay, so back over here on our site, I'm just going to hit save here. So over here on fluentcrm.com, these are the integrations that FluentCRM has. So you see we have WooCommerce, Easy Digital Downloads, Lifter LMS, Affiliate WP. So all these work really, really well with FluentCRM. And to be honest, when I saw how Wishlist Member, LearnDash, and WooCommerce worked, I'm pretty sure that all these work in a similar way, and it is very, very easy to set up all your email automations and funnels. So as you can see, we have quite a lot, and there's more on their way as well. And they're constantly updating these integrations, which is fantastic. Now, one of the features that really got me really excited was the ability to add conditional blocks on your web pages using FluentCRM. Let me show you what I mean. So over here, I've just created a page called conditional. I'm going to use the default editor. So this is pretty much the Gutenberg editor. So what I can do now is I can click here on this plus button, and notice it looks similar to what we have on our email builder. So over here, I can add this conditional section. Now notice what you can do on this conditional section. I can paste my text in here like that, but what is very powerful here when you click on it is you can basically show this based on the tags. So I can say, okay, you know what? I want only the new customers to see this. And then if I click here on the side, that's what the new customers will see, and no one else will be able to see it. Now we also have more here. So this is an if in a selected tag, right? So if they're a customer, they can see that. Now you can also come over here and you can say if the user is logged in or not logged in. So as you can see, this is very, very powerful. The fact that you can use tags to show and display information on your actual website, come on, I don't think there is any email service provider that has this feature. I may be wrong. Let me know in the comments box below. All right, so you may be thinking, wow, FluentCRM is perfect. Nothing is wrong. Well, actually, there's a few things that need to be in FluentCRM in order for this to be a fully functional product. All right, let me show you what I mean. So over here, we have our funnel. What would be really nice here is to have conditional logic. So if I click on this plus button, ideally, I would like to say, okay, so if this person doesn't take this action, then they should come over here to this side because they chose no, or they haven't done that option. So we can have a splitted system here where another mini funnel is running on the left and another mini funnel is running on the right based on the actions they have taken here on the top. So this is a feature that is coming to FluentCRM. I've spoken to the team, and they say definitely this feature is coming. But you know what? To be honest with you, right now, I can live with this. It's really working, because sometimes we may want all these crazy advanced features and we don't even get to use them. But in my case, I was using this in ConvertKit, and I am really looking forward to it here in FluentCRM. Now, let's talk about the pricing, because the pricing here is also very, very important. So when you purchase FluentCRM, basically it's a purchase, and you renew it after every year, or if you've taken advantage of the lifetime deal, pretty much you have FluentCRM for life. So what I noticed is a reduction. So I noticed a reduction in the money that I paid towards my email marketing service. Let me show you what I mean. So my list has about 5,000 subscribers at the moment. So with ConvertKit, I would have been paying $79 per month, and as it grows, you can see here, let's say it gets to 10K, you'll be paying $119 per month. So this includes obviously their platform and also the ability for you to send emails. But when you purchase FluentCRM and you use a service like Amazon SES, let me show you. So over here, this is what I paid in January, just $1. It is incredible, and I send so many automated emails on my system. So basically, I am saving so much money now every single month because I've moved my platform onto FluentCRM. To be honest, I would like to even give you more negative things about FluentCRM, but I don't have any. The team seems to be updating FluentCRM, and I'm in constant contact with the team at FluentCRM, and they're pushing out a lot of features. And to be honest, I haven't even covered a lot of the features that I find very exciting. Otherwise, this video would be probably an hour long. So I just tried to compress the most important things in this review. So in my opinion, FluentCRM is the best email autoresponder system out there. It competes with the legendary MailChimp and ActiveCampaign and so on, because one, value for money, and two, it delivers. So as a business, you got to have those two in place. And once those two things are running, you're good to go. But this is also very good if you're running a WordPress website, because if you're not running a WordPress website, basically this wouldn't work for you, which means that the other systems like ConvertKit will be ideal in your situation. But overall, I would recommend this 100%, and I am actually using this in my business. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget, I have the 20% discount. Link to that is in the video description below. Take advantage of it if you really want to try it out. And also, if you purchase FluentCRM using my affiliate link, you also get access to my email marketing automation course. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.